Lightning cracks like a warning shot, but a whiskey says, boy, that's all you got. Curtains sway like ghosts in prayer. Smoke curls up, hangs heavy in the air. Every drop's a memory, cold and true, and they all sound like her name coming through. This house ain't home, it's a shrine to what's gone wrong. But the rain and the whiskey, they keep me hanging on. Rain on the roof, sing me that song about love that didn't last, nights that ran too long. The thunder rolls low, like it knows where I've been. Yeah, the rain on the roof sounds like her voice again. Bottles half empty, but the night's still full of echoes, regrets, and the usual pull. Her laughter lives in the cracks of the floor, and the storm just knocks like it's her at the door. I light a smoke for the both of us, watch the glow fade like trusted dust, and every heartbeat feels off-key, like the sky's playing blues just for me. I ain't looking for redemption, it's too far down the road. Just me and the rain and the weight of what I owe. Rain on the roof, keep singing that tune, the one that hurts slow, neath the whiskey and moon. Each drop's a prayer that never begins. Yeah, the rain on the roof sounds like her voice again. I tried drowning a memory, but water don't wash a flame. Every storm just reminds me I still whisper her name, and the lightning don't scare me, it just lights up my shame. Rain on the roof, you know me too well. You play the blues slow, like a long goodbye spell. When the bottle runs dry and the night caves in, yeah, the rain on the roof sounds like a voice again. Yeah, let it pour. It's the only thing that still talks back. I see my shadow sitting at the bar. He's got my name, but he don't go far. He orders whiskey like a prayer to ghost that ain't even there. The jukebox hums a broken tune about love gone cold too soon. And every sip that hits my lips tastes like truth and apocalypse. So if you see the light I lost, tell it not to wait on me, 'cause I'm still trying to find a road that leads back to who I used to be. So pour one for the man I used to be, the one with hope and memory. He had dreams, I set free. Now they haunt what's left of me, yeah. Pour one for the man I used to be. That old ring still in my coat, like a sin I never wrote. Her perfume's gone, but the sting remains in the corners of my veins. The mirror tells me half the truth, the rest just slips through 80 proof. And I swear the night knows my name, 'cause it whispers it just the same. There ain't no redemption in this glass, just reflections of my past. And I toast them all tonight before I fade into the light. You pour one for the man I used to be, before the dark took custody. He smiled once wild and free, now he just stares back silently. So pour one for the man I used to be. Maybe heaven don't serve whiskey, maybe hell's got my tab running long. But if the bar keeps taking pity, tell him I'll pay with my last song. Pour one for the man I used to be. He's gone where the lost souls flee. If he ever comes back to me, tell him I saved his seat, you see. Yeah, pour one for the man, pour one for the man, pour one for the man I used to be. Keep it neat. He always hated the ice. The streets don't forget, they just wait till midnight to speak. There's a man in a flat cap, shadowed eyes, walking through smoke where the truth dies. Boots click slow on cobblestone sin. He's wearing a grin that hides what's within. Blood on his knuckles, soul on ice, paid his dues but not the price. He steps in the bar, orders 2 shots, one for the devil, one for his thoughts. Every saint's got a secret room, and every sinner hums his tune. Yeah, it's the Piggy Blinders midnight confession. Whiskey's the priest, sin's the obsession. No cross, no church, no redemption session. Just a gun and a glass is the last confession. He said love's a ghost with a silver tongue. She kissed me cold and pulled the gun. He don't beg, he don't repent. Every bruise he's earned was heaven sent. The jukebox hums like a dying prayer. The barkeep don't look, he's seen that stare. He takes one drag, lets the truth ignite. Says, I made peace with my fight tonight. You can't wash blood with holy wine. Can't tell the devil you're doing fine. Yeah, it's the Peaky Blinders midnight confession. Shadowborn blues, no intercession. Ain't no mercy in that reflection. Just smoking guilt, that's his profession. Street lights flicker, the city exhales. The story is carved in bullet trails. Every sinner dreams of a softer night, but he knows peace don't wear white. Yeah, it's the Peaky Blinders midnight confession. No salvation, just suppression. He raised his glass in one last session to the sins that built his own procession. He finished the bottle, and the bottle finished him. Yeah, you can find me where the light won't go. Midnight knows the way. Bills on the table, past due dreams, whiskey in my veins and in my seams. Phone stopped ringing, friends moved on, but the night still calls and I still come along. There's a flicker in the streetlight, looks just like my soul, burning out slow, ain't got nowhere to go. Ain't no mailman bringing hope, ain't no dawn that I expect. Yeah, the dark knows my name, and it sure as hell shows respect. 'Cause midnight has my address, knows just where I'll be. Between the smoke and the silence, that's where it finds me. I don't sign no letters, don't answer no plea. Yeah, midnight's got my address, and it's the only one that needs me. I keep my curtains closed to daylight lies. Let the blue seep in from my own eyes. The bed's half cold, the room's half true, and every ghost in here still looks like you. Ashtray full of reasons, none of them clean. Whiskey whisper softly, you know what I mean. I don't send prayers anymore, they just come back marked return. So I light one up for the pain and let the silence burn. Yeah, midnight has my address, it don't ever ask why. It don't preach, don't promise, don't tell me to try. It just knocks off like an old friend gone slide. Yeah, midnight's got my address, and it don't say goodbye. Maybe someday the dawn will come knocking, ask where I've been hiding my bones. But until that sun remembers my name, the dark is my only home. Midnight has my address painted right on the door. It don't need no invitation, it's been here before. It don't send flowers just to chill through the floor. Yeah, midnight's got my address, and I don't live here no more. For me, ask for midnight. It knows where I sleep. She walked in dripping silver lights, moonlight caught in her wicked eyes. He stood tall, a man of sin and charm, didn't know he was holding his arm. She said, baby, let's toast to one last score, while her heels whispered across the floor. He poured the bourbon, black and thick, didn't see that move so quick, so slick. You can't trust a kiss with a shine that cold. That's how every devil story gets told. Diamonds on her neck, bullet in his back, love's last dance on a bloodstained track. She smiled sweet, heart dressed in black, diamonds on her neck, bullet in his back. But these lights hum like funeral tunes as the city sleeps under crooked moons. They found him slumped with a whiskey grin, still smelling like her perfume and sin. They said she vanished like smoke through a dream, left her glass half full and clean. Now the bar still whispers when the lights go low about the woman in red and the man below. Love don't bleed, it burns, it cracks and it fades to the sound of clinking glass. Diamonds on her neck, bullet in his back. No trace, no tears, no track. She wore betrayal like a Cadillac. Diamonds on her neck, bullet in his back. Say she heads south when the nights get long, sipping whiskey, humming his song. Ain't no jury for the femme divine, just a halo, crooked and a cold thin line. Diamonds on her neck, bullet in his back. Love turned to lead, heart faded black. Some stories end before fade to black. Diamonds on her neck, bullet in his back. And the band played soft, like they already knew. There's a back room past the jukebox on, where the liars drink and the preachers come. Cards on the table, sins in the air. You don't play for money, you play for despair. The smoke curls thick like a whispered threat. Every face in the dark holds a dead. The clock strikes 12, the deal begins, and the devil lights a cigarette with a grin. There ain't no angels watching here, just ghosts drinking whiskey and fear. Yeah, it's a midnight deal in the back room, where the truth don't talk, it just looms. Ain't no daylight breaking that gloom, just a sound of fate changing tune. Yeah, it's a midnight deal in the back room. There's a man in black with a half-done smile, says, son, sit down, stay a while. He's got eyes like the bottom of a glass, and a voice that hums of the things that pass. He asked me what my soul was worth. I said it's been pawned since birth. He laughed so low it froze my spine and said, boy, that means it's mine. No contract signed, no witness seen, just a whisper of a dying dream. Yeah, it's a midnight deal in a back room, where shadows bloom and angels assume. No clocks tick, just the devil's tune, and a promise that it ends too soon. Yeah, a midnight deal in the back room. like a sermon's lie. Truths bleed out and reasons die. The smoke keeps secrets better than me, and the dark don't charge a fee. Midnight deal in the back room, where faith got sold for a glass and gloom. No savior walks through that tomb, just me and a deal I couldn't undo. Yeah, midnight deal. In the back room. Bartender said, "You still owe the tab." I said, "Soda's gone." You're sitting in a back room haze, suit pressed sharp in the days. Whiskey glass, half mercy, half sin. Staring at the door, he ain't leaving again. Gun on the table, but the safety's gone. Shadows dance like they moved on. He grins at fate with a crooked scar. Takes a slow drag, gangster's last cigar. The smoke curls like confession, hanging thick where the truth should be. You can outrun every man you cross, but not what's inside you see. Yeah, it's a gangster's last cigar, burning slow beneath a dying star. He's laughing low, saying so far, so far. Yeah, it's a gangster's last cigar. There's blood on the cufflinks, shine on the shoes, a ledger full of favors and debts past due. He built his kingdom on smoke and deceit, but now the streets don't bow at his feet. He raises his glass to the ghosts in the room, says, boys, I can smell my doom. But his hands don't shake, they've come this far, steady as the flame on that last cigar. He ain't praying for forgiveness, he ain't begging to be saved, just letting the smoke draw circles around the name he never gave. Yeah, it's a gangster's last cigar, rolling thick through the air bizarre. Whiskey burns but the heart beats char. Yeah, it's a gangster's last cigar. Out in the street, the rain starts to fall, like the world's last curtain call. He takes one more drag and says that's fine. If there's knocking, tell him he's on time. Yeah, It's the gangster's last cigar. Ash falls like a falling star. He built his empire, now he's a memoir of a man who went too far. Yeah, the gangster's last cigar. Smoke fades, but the story don't. Not in this town. There's a bottle sitting by the window, half full of broken prayer. I pour a shot for my regrets, and one for the ghost still there. The glass don't judge, it just listens to the stories I can't say out loud. Every swallow burns like confession, but damn, it makes me proud. Ain't no preacher in my mirror, ain't no savior on my knees. Just a man with a fever and a heart that won't freeze. Yes, whiskey's so bitter it heals, cuts deep enough to make me feel. It don't lie, it just reveals all the hurt that time conceals. Yeah, whiskey's so bitter, yet it heals. She left her coat and a shadow, hung both by the door. I kept her standing in the silence, can't stand it anymore. The night wraps me like a sermon, preached in smoking steel. And I drink to every scar I've earned, cause at least they're real. I ain't looking for forgiveness, just a moment I can stand. So I pour my sins on ice and hold the devil's hand. Yeah, whiskey's so bitter it heals, burns slow till the numbness peels. Every scar it re-reveals. Yeah, pain's the only deal. Whiskey's so bitter it heals. Drown or you can learn to float, but the river don't ever choose. So I sip from my salvation and call it my excuse. Oh, there's peace in the burn and truth in the sting. Guess the bottle's my choir and this barroom's my king. Yeah, whiskey so bitter it is, cuts clean through what's unreal. Ain't mercy, but it feels like the only thing still real. Yeah, whiskey so bitter it it is. So here's to the pain, the only friend that still drinks with me.
Yeah. It's a hell of a night. When even your shadow starts drinking. I saw him stagger down the alley, same limp, same sin, same grin. He was humming that same old tune about where I've been. Moonlight hits him crooked, like a truth I can't defend. And I swear on this bottle, my shadow's drunk again. He's got my guilt in his pocket, my regrets on his sleeve. Every time I try to leave him, he just don't believe. My shadow's drunk again, cursing at the wind, stumbling through the darkness like a long-lost friend. He's laughing at my pain, and I can't pretend. Yeah, my shadow's drunk again. He don't need no mirror to see what I've become. He's a part of me that lingers when the whiskey's done. He dances on the wall like the ghosts I won't defend. Yeah, the lights go dim, and my shadow's drunk again. He whispers in my ear, tells me lies that sound like truth. Says you ain't lost your soul yet, it's just hanging on the roof. My shadow's drunk again, stumbling where I've been, mocking every step I try to mend. He's pouring my sins right to the brim. Yeah, my shadow's drunk again. Maybe he's just tired of hiding from the dawn. I'm just jealous. He keeps moving on, but the truth is a mirror that don't forgive me, and it's laughing with him while he drinks again. My shadow's drunk again, out there with the sin, toasting every heartbreak with that devilish grin. And when the night runs out, he'll crawl back in. Yeah, my shadow's drunk again. He drinks what I feel and feels what I can't. Yeah, my shadow's drunk again.
Pay for the whiskey, but the shadow, they never leave a tip. There's a stool at the end of the bar where the lights don't ever reach. That's where the past pulls up a chair and the ghosts start to preach. They're talking low, smoky voices about the man I used to be. And I'll buy another round, 'cause shadows drink for free. Ain't no silence deep enough to drown what's left of me. Every toast I make to mercy just fuels the misery. Yeah, shadows drink for free. They're better friends than memory. They don't judge, they don't agree. They just sit and sip with me. Yeah, shadows drink for free. Bartender stopped asking my name, just paused the night needing slow. Said he's seen 1,000 like me who don't know where to go. I told him, hell, I ain't lost, I'm exactly where I need to be. He laughed and poured 2 more, said one's for you, one's for the company. There's comfort in the dark where no one looks too close. The living talk too loud, but the shadows, they know. Yeah, shadows drink for free. Down where the pain don't need ID. They toast to what I used to be, then fade like smoke round me. Yeah, shadows drink for free. So some men drink to forget, some to remember what they lost, but I just drink to keep the peace between me and the cause. Yeah, shadows drink for free. They don't talk, they just agree. They lift their glass in sympathy to the man I used to be. Yeah, shadows drink for free. keep pouring after me. Leave the bottle, bartender. The night's still thirsty. Walking to my favorite bar tonight. Same jukebox humming, same neon light. Bartender gave me that quiet nod, like he'd seen me wrestle too long with God. But where I used to sit, right by the door, two shadows lean like they'd been there before. I swear I heard one whisper low, he don't belong here anymore. The stool's still warm, but it ain't mine no more. Guess the dark moved in when I walked out that door. Yeah, shadows took my seat. They drink where I used to bleed, laugh like old memories, and toast what's left of me. Yeah, shadows took my seat, they don't plan to leave. There's an ashtray full of words I meant, and a bill unpaid for time I spent. A photograph behind the bar, smiling like I still know are. But the mirror behind those whiskey shelves shows ghosts sitting there, talking to themselves. And the one that looks the most like me, he don't blink when I try to see. The bottle remembers every sin, and the night keeps letting me back in. Yeah, shadows took my seat. They drink to my defeat. They know the lies I repeat in the silence of their heat. Yeah, shadows took my seat, and now they own the beat. You stole my spine, or maybe I was just a ghost all alone, singing someone else's song. Yeah, shadows took my seat. They pour the same old greed, raise a glass to the man used to be, before the dark made a thief of me. Yeah, shadows took my seat, and hell, they look like me. window said, "Son, you want your usual." I said, "Nah, give it to whoever's sitting there now." There's a corner booth where the lights run low, where the big man sits and the time runs slow. Ties undone, hands like stone, ruler of a kingdom that's long been overthrown. He built his empire one lie at a time, paid in souls, not silver or dime. Now he stares at the glass like it's Judgment Day, and the silence knows what he can't say. Every empire burns down quiet, you just don't hear it till the riot's gone. Yeah, the boss drinks alone tonight. Power fades in the dying light, and he's left with what don't bite. Yeah, the boss drinks alone tonight. There's a picture on the wall, cracked in two, of the man he was for the view. Gold wash ticks, but time don't care, and the whiskey's whisper fills the air. He once bought silence with a heavy hand, now it's all he can't stand. He raised a glass to his own deceit, to every soul he helped defeat. Can't buy peace with money or might, just trading daylight for endless night. Yeah, yeah, the boss drinks alone tonight, under low bulbs and a barroom light. He used to own the fight, the bite. Now he just owns his freight. Yeah, the boss drinks alone tonight. Yeah. He once gave orders like gospel line. Now he prays to the sound of clinking dimes. The bartender pours but won't meet his eyes, 'cause mercy don't serve where power dies. Yeah, the boss drinks alone tonight, no friends, no foes in sight, just the truth burning out of spite, and the ghosts who still recite. Boss drinks alone tonight. Built a throne out of sin and pride. is the only one left to serve it. Yeah. People lie, the mirror lies, but that bottle, she always tells the truth. I've seen angels turn to strangers and friends fade into smoke. Heard preachers talk salvation while they're drowning in their own choke. But when the night gets heavy and my past starts to rise, I pour another round, 'cause the bottle never lies. She don't promise redemption, she don't beg me to believe. She just burns the sermon slowly every time I breathe. Yeah, the bottle never lies. She tells it straight, no disguise. Shows a man behind my eyes, where the truth and the pain collide. Yeah, the bottle never lies, but she sure don't sympathize. Every drop's a confession, every sip's a sin. She knows the wars I lost before they could begin. She don't judge my demons, just keep some company. And every time I face myself, she stares right back at me. There's wisdom in the amber and a curse in the flame. She whispers you're forgiven, but you'll never be the same. Yeah, the bottle never lies, cuts clean through my disguise. Don't care who laughs, who cries. She knows the cost, she knows why. Yeah, the bottle never lies, she just waits till I comply. Sure pours smooth, and I find it at the bottom in that dark amber pool. Maybe I'll stop tomorrow, but tonight feels too true. Yeah, the bottle keeps talking and I keep listening too. The bottle never lies, she don't pray, she don't advise, just paints the truth across my eyes till I'm too far gone to realize. Yeah, the bottle never lies, and I'm tired of alibis.
told me once, son, you ain't fooling me. And she was right. Ashtray full of old mistakes, each one still breathing smoke. Every drag I take just feeds the fire that never broke. The jukebox hums a lonely tune, some ghost I used to know. And the light from that neon sign cuts through my shadow slow. Ain't no angel in my glass, ain't no savior in this room, just the soft hiss of a memory and the smell of her perfume. The cigarette burns out before I do, but it tries its best, that's true. Each spark's a story I burn clean through. Yeah, the cigarette burns out before I do. I've been talking to the silence, it listens better than my friends. Every word's a slow confession to a night that never ends. The clock don't move in this bar, time's too drunk to care. And the ghosts all raise their glasses to the man still sitting there. The fire fades, the ash gives in, but I light another sin. The cigarette burns out before I do. Every drag pulls me closer to the smoke curls soft, the pain cuts true. Yeah, the cigarette burns out before I do. Maybe I'm just waiting for the smoke to clear my head, but the truth don't come easy when you're drinking with the dead. And the flame on the filter knows what I can't undo.
quick, but it burns. Honest too. The cigarette buzz out before I do. Then I'm fine with that view. One dies quiet, one dies slow. Both fade the same way bluesmen go. So pour another light of fuel, 'cause a cigarette burns out before I do. Yeah, flames gone, but I'm still glowing in the dark.
Yeah, every man's got a story. Mine just happens to wear a red tie and regret. Walking to the bar with a half-dead grin, smoke on my breath, whiskey on my skin. Polished shoes, but they walk through hell. Every scuff on the leather got a tale to tell. The barkeep froze when he caught my eyes, said, "Son, that ain't wine on your tie." I smiled and tipped my hat down low, said, "Some days just don't die slow. This world don't forgive, it just keeps the score. And the ones you bury still drink next door." I'm the gentleman in a blood-stained suit, sending my smile, painting my boots. You can judge the stains, but don't salute. I'm the ghost that karma recruits. Yeah, the gentleman in a blood-stained suit. There's a woman in red who knows my name. She taught me love and showed me shame. I left her tears on a hotel sheet, right next to the promise I couldn't keep. Now every mirror I pass looks back and grins, shows me mercy's face and where it's been. So I drink to the deal I can't undo, and the devil sitting right beside my stool. You can wash the cloth, but you can't clean the truth. Some stains just age, they don't ever lose use. Yeah, I'm the gentleman in a blood-stained suit, polite with death, precise in pursuit. I raise my glass and pay my due to the ones who still think I'm through. Yeah, the gentleman in a blood-stained suit. Maybe I was born with sin in my seams. Maybe the tailor just knew my dreams. Either way, when I meet my fate, I'll shake his hand, we'll call it straight. Yeah, I'm a gentleman in a blood-stained suit, with a pocket full of lost absolutes, a toast to give my substitute, and the past that won't commute. Yeah, I'm a gentleman in a blood-stained suit. keep your prayers, darling. They don't match the color I wear. I used to drown the pain in amber, let it wash me down to peace. Now the bottle's just a mirror showing the cracks that won't release. There's a dryness in my soul where the fire used to flow free. Yeah, that whiskey river, it done dried up inside me. Ain't no flood left to baptize, no burn left to believe. Just echoes of old promises and the ghosts that never leave. Yeah, the whiskey river dried up inside me, left me stranded where the heartache used to be. No more drowning in the deep, no sweet remedy, just a thirst that won't set me free. Yeah, the whiskey river dried up inside me. There's dust in the glass where the truth once burned, and a man in the mirror I don't discern. My hands still reach, but the comfort's gone, like a sinner who prayed too long. The bar stool remembers, but the barkeep forgot all the nights I traded soul for shot. Now the silence don't pour easy, and the pain just won't rot. Every drop had its sermon, every swallow had its sin, but the rivers run dry and I can't start again. Yeah, the whiskey river dried up inside me, left the bottle but stole the sea. Ain't no current pulling me to mercy, just a mud where the faith used to be. Yeah, the whiskey river dried up inside me. You can't pour from a soul gone hollow, can't drown what's already gone. Now the bar lights flicker like a prayer, and I hum my last old song. Yeah, the whiskey river dried up inside me, left a thirst too proud to plead. I can feel the desert growing slowly where that sweet burn used to be. Yeah, the whiskey river dried up inside me. Guess even the devil stops pouring after a while.
a glass half full of sorrow, and a ghost in every sip. My hands shake like the truth does when it's slipping through my grip. The mirror don't remember me, just a man I used to be. And the whiskey's humming softly like a hymn for the guilty. The light's too dim for praying, and the dark's too thick to care. But I'll drink this last confession like the devil in the chair. Yeah, this is the last swallow of a lost soul.
Burns hot, but it leaves me cold.
Every truth I've drowned, every lie I've sold, they're waiting in that amber hole. Yeah, this is the last swallow of a lost soul. Ash on a bar like falling snow, ain't no place left to go. Her voice still rings through the smoke, saying you reap what you let grow. I tried to drown in the memory, but it learned how to swim. Now we're sitting in the corner, wearing my own skin. I can taste my past in every flame, and the bottle keeps calling my name. This is the last swallow of a lost soul,
Where the fire turns cruel and cold.
it don't save me, but it takes control. Yeah, it's the last swallow of a lost soul. Ain't no preacher in this bar, ain't no mercy in this glass, just a ghost of who I was, staring back through the brass. And when the reaper pulls up a stool, I'll pour one more and not, 'cause I've been waiting for that ride ever since I met God. Yeah, this is the last swallow of a lost soul.
The burn runs deep, the night takes hold.
Ain't no heaven left, no light to console, just a fire and the truth I stole. Yeah, this is the last swallow of a lost soul. Yeah. Guess the bottle found my name, and I signed it with my flame.
Yeah. Doctor said I ought to quit. But hell, the whiskey's the only thing telling me I'm still alive. There's a tremor in my hands and a rattle in my chest. Every sip I take just slows it down, lets the demons rest. The mirror don't lie, but it sure as hell don't care. And I find my truth at the bottom of what's left in there. I ain't praying for forgiveness, that ship done sunk long ago. I just keep pouring honesty, one burn at a time, real slow. 'Cause whiskey keeps my pulse honest, keeps my heart from lying still. It's a doctor, a priest, and a killer with a sweet southern thrill. Yeah, it don't save my soul, but it tells me what's real. Whiskey keeps my pulse honest in this world that won't heal. There's ghosts in the jukebox, playing songs I can't forget. And the bar stool next to me holds a shade of regret. I toast to the sinners, to the ones who stayed behind. They say truth's in the bottle, hell, I'm drowning mine. Don't judge and the moon don't preach, but the whiskey's got a sermon in every amber each. Well, whiskey keeps my pulse honest, keeps my lies from sounding sweet. It don't ask me where I've been, just helps me take a seat. Yeah, it don't save my soul, but it keeps the beat. Whiskey keeps my pulse honest, where the pain and the truth meet. Some men pray for mercy, some beg for one more day. Me, I just ask the bottle to keep the ghosts at bay. And when the reaper taps my shoulder, I'll raise one last glass and say, you've been late, old friend, but you finally found your way. Whiskey keeps my pulse honest, keeps me breathing through the night. Every drop's a confession, every burn's a fight. It don't promise heaven, but it sure feels right. Yeah, whiskey keeps my pulse honest till I fade into the light. It ain't medicine, it's just the truth that burns right.